Hey, it's Mina of Mina Tarot. In today's video, we will be answering the question, does my crush like me back? Should I tell them how I feel? How should I start acting around them? And what are the possibilities of this relationship? If you're new to Pick a Card videos, all you do is look at the piles and decide which one's calling out to you of pile 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, or 6. If you need something to help you pick, I'll place some crystals on the cards. All right. Take a deep breath. Close your eyes. Release any expectations of this reading. Allow your guides to speak to you. Open your eyes and choose pile 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, or 6. Pause this video for as long as you need to so that you can make your decision. If after you finish listening to your pile and you'd like a more detailed reading, I offer personal readings on my website at www.minanixtarot.com. If you're feeling drawn to picking more than one pile, absolutely go ahead and do that. That's usually a sign that your guides are wanting to mix and match a few messages from each pile to give you your most accurate reading. Timestamps are in the description box. So grab your mug of coffee or tea and read some tarot with me. Hi, pile number 1. This is your reading on whether your crush likes you back. So I would say your crush is likely 25 to 30 years old. They at first were very charming and trusting, but now they might be ghosting you, potentially ignoring your texts or calls. They tend to think their way out of action and can be the type of person who changes their mind a lot based off their emotions. Because they're ever changing their interests, they did like you for a brief amount of time, but they've since sort of moved on. They're just sort of a flirt and tend to like everyone, but few can actually catch their eye for long-term commitment. They're just not willing to open up to anyone right now, and I suspect they've been hurt in the past when they did open up their heart. I really don't think it's worth your time right now telling them your feelings for them. Because honestly, I feel like there's someone else better planned for you out there. You've kind of been trying everything when I see this hyena there. You've been trying like to be charming and witty and funny, trying to keep their attention, but it just never feels like you can keep their attention for long enough. And something tells me you might be interested in this person because your intuition is telling you it will not go anywhere. And that is a lot less scary than pursuing someone who you really could have a deep commitment with. So I want you to stop and ask yourself, what would happen if I truly sought out someone that I could truly make a connection with? What would happen if I sought out someone that I wanted a long-term relationship with? And also ask yourself, am I ready for something more serious at this time? Take some time to reconnect with your desires. There are no wrong answers to these questions, but you should just be keeping them in mind and be aware of them. For the Emperor here, if this person does not disappear from your life entirely, which for the vast majority of you, I think that they will not be a long-term part of your life, I can see them as more of like a romantic protector for you later in life. They might be a good sounding board of how to find people who are willing to be seriously committed to someone. And they can also help you understand people who are just being flirty and charismatic and kind of teach you how to not take that as seriously. So let's dive into what the characteristics of your partner should be. So we have the Ace of Cups reversed and the Two of Pentacles reversed. So your guides are just reiterating that now is just not the best time to get into any kind of committed relationship. This has probably been a long-term crush you've had and it's a bit of an unrequited love situation. You're going to need some time to fully let go of this crush before you're seeking out someone new. This new person would just end up being more of a rebound than a real serious relationship, and you may end up hurting them the way that this crush has been hurting you. You're currently single because this is the time when you will find a balance between your body, your mind, and your spirit. And it is completely okay to take some time to fall in love with yourself right now. You have plenty of time in the future to find the person who you're supposed to be with. I hope this resonates with you, Pile 1, and if it does, leave me a comment below or like this video. Subscribe to my channel so that you don't miss any of my pick a card videos or monthly horoscope videos. I'll see you next time. Hi, Pile number 2. This is your reading for if your crush really likes you. So I can tell that your crush is very hardworking, they're successful and ambitious, they're very cheerful and graceful, but they can get quite disgruntled if they're not accomplishing their goals as fast as they want to. Since your crush is fairly dominating and competitive, I would say if they did like you, they might show it through jealousy, and I kind of urge you to take some precautions before pursuing them any further because their temper can get the better of them at times, and it's important to always guard your heart with this particular personality type. As far as if you should tell them how you feel, I would say yes, definitely tell them how you feel. For some of you, this might end up being a long distance relationship, is what I'm hearing. If they are interested, they will outright tell you. And if they're not interested, you might find them kind of distancing themselves from you. But they do value people who speak up and take charge. So it's definitely a good idea with this personality type to be pretty direct. How should you act around them? Your crush is looking for someone who's sensual and can lend a listening ear and will remain devoted to them. They're looking for someone with a well-developed feminine side to balance out their more determined, aggressive nature. Now, when I say feminine side, that doesn't mean necessarily female because both men and women have a masculine and feminine side. So it's very necessary to point that out. You should definitely share your passions with them and always remind them of how strong you are on your own. And keep in mind that if this tiger card is not describing you, then you may not be the long-term person for them. So if you are looking for a more long-term relationship with them, then this might not be your long-term partner. The possibilities for this relationship are the full. This relationship will be very fun and carefree, and you shouldn't expect any kind of serious commitment from them at this current time. They're really busy, like making their dreams happen, and they don't necessarily have time for something very serious at the moment. I might even recommend that you date around a little bit and just keep your eyes open in case you do encounter a true love while you're exploring the different kinds of people and partners that are potentially out there. So let's dive deeper into if you decide to date them, what that might look like. The Four of Pentacles reversed. If this relationship at any time turns toxic for you, just know that you have full permission to let it go. And there's plenty of fish in the sea, and finding someone to love you is not going to be difficult. Strong long-term commitment takes a lot of hard work, and there are no shortcuts to this process. It's time to release your fears of the past relationships and realize that you're entering into an exploratory part of your life, and it's okay not to know exactly what you want and to change your mind when you know that the relationship you're in is just not what you want. I hope this resonates with you, Group 2, and you got some great messages from this. If it does, like this video or leave me a comment. I would love for you to subscribe so I can see you next time on one of my pick a card videos or my monthly horoscope videos. Bye! Hi, pile number 3. This is your pick a card video for if your crush likes you back. I'm going to start off by describing your crush to you. So your crush likes to go with the flow and could even be considered a bit of an eccentric or different from the norm. They love learning about new cultures and enjoy traveling and adventures. They probably have done some social work to improve the health or environment of the community around them. With the Page of Cups reversed, I would say that they probably don't like you. And it's not because they don't like you, they just don't think your personalities would mesh together in a romantic relationship sense. They may have unfairly judged you to be a little overly sensitive or high maintenance, and they fear that you would not enjoy their free flowing lifestyle. I think they're aware that they're not really ready to commit to anything serious, and maybe you are a little bit more in a serious phase of your life, and they don't want to end up hurting you in the end when they need to move on and move on quickly. I don't think it's a good idea to share your feelings with them. Something tells me you might have only fell for them due to the convenience and not really true attraction. Oftentimes, when we've been single for what we perceive to be too long of a time, we tend to beat ourselves up thinking, I'm never going to find the one, and I might as well just settle for who's ever around me or whoever is talking to me at the moment. And then we convince ourselves that that someone is the person who's right for us or is our true love. But you have time to find this person and a true soulmate. So don't give up on love just yet and don't settle because good things will come your way. How should you act around them? I would say discuss your dreams and hopes with them. They're a very encouraging person in general. And I think that in the long run, they might be a very good person to bolster your confidence. They have had a lot of life experiences and are great at giving balanced advice. It's just time to reset your journey towards love and realize that once you find the enthusiasm for life again, you'll be able to accept a committed partner into your life. You just might not be there right this second, and that's fine. There's nothing wrong with that. What are the possibilities of this relationship, the Five of Cups reversed? You've got to let go of the regrets and the sorrows of your previous relationships still. And it's so lucky that you've met your crush actually, because I think they're going to be a really great person to connect you to different kinds of people and sort of help you discover what you are wanting in a partner. Now is the time for healing and a renewed outlook on love, not jumping into love based off a person who just happens to be kind and talks to you a lot, if that makes any sense. Hopefully, this is resonating. What are the characteristics of your next partner, or what characteristics should you be looking for a person to be in a relationship with? Is the Strength card. Your guides are saying that your next partner is going to be courageous and passionate. They'll teach you to conquer your inner worries and put you at ease because they themselves have struggled with anxiety and fears. I hope this makes sense and resonates with you guys. If it does, like this video, leave me a comment down below. I love to hear about your lives and what's going on. Subscribe to my channel and hit that notification bell if you'd like to be notified each time I upload a pick a card video or a monthly horoscope video. I'll see you guys next time. Bye. Hi, pile number 4. This is your reading on if your crush likes you back. I'm going to start off by describing your crush so we can all make sure we're on the correct pile here. Your crush is independent and they're honest. They're fair and chatty. They're focused and determined. They're realistic and they're not prone to flights of fancy. They sometimes seem to hide their skills away from the world and can clam up at times, even though in general they're a fairly independent person and you might not realize that about them, but they can get a little self-conscious at times. Your crush really loves confiding in you. They see you as a strong match for them, and they can even see themselves in a committed long-term relationship with you. So, should you tell them about your feelings? I would let them start the conversation. One pitfall you might fall into is not adding enough fun into your relationship. So let them kind of see your fun side, but just don't overdo it and become fake about it. But I would definitely have them start the conversation first and just kind of put feelers out there. Opening up to them more could just naturally lead into a conversation about your guys' feelings about each other. So all your crushes wanting to know is just they just want to get deeper and deeper about who you are as a person. They want to know the real you. There's never a reason to be superficial with them. Looks alone are not going to be enough to turn this person's head, so they're going to need to know that you have a passion for life and a good head on your shoulders. So when things do start to get more serious in this relationship, don't hesitate to jump in with both feet. Your crush will always want to be the hero, but remember, they're still a person and they're not going to be perfect all the time. In fact, you would be hard pressed to find any perfect person in this world. So please be sure to take some time to discover each other's values, beliefs, before you really get into marriage or having children. It's just so important to make sure that you're both wanting the same things out of life and not to just commit to them because they're nice and a put together person. Make sure they really are your soulmate before going into a more serious part of a relationship. What's the outcome of this relationship? The Eight of Wands. This is a very exciting romance, and it'll feel like it was just meant to be when you guys do start to get into a relationship. Just remember to get to know one another and form that deeper bond. This is going to help you to better understand each other and keep you from getting hurt feelings when the honeymoon phase dissipates, as it always does. I hope this resonates with you, pile number 4. If it does, leave me a comment down below or like this video. It really would help me out to hear from you guys. Subscribe to my channel if you'd like to know when I upload more pick a card videos or monthly horoscope videos. See you next time. Bye. Hi, pile 5. This is your reading on if your crush likes you. Let's start out by describing your crush to make sure that you've chosen the right pile. Your crush is a particular master of a subject area or a specific craft. They come off a bit guarded at times and can be a little bit overly cautious. They pay attention to the little details and they can at times be self destructive. It's almost like they push themselves too hard and then they crash when they're completely exhausted. They are nothing if not productive. I would describe them as productive, a go getter, and all around just an expert in their field. Do they like you? So they're actually just a bit tentative about having any kind of a relationship right now. Sometimes something tells me that in the past they may have completely avoided relationships, or they've been told by past partners that they didn't like how much they worked and how obsessed with work they are. So they get very scared about approaching another relationship because they're afraid of hurting someone in that way by valuing work over the relationship at times. They do seem to like you, though, is what I'm hearing. You've somehow sort of wormed your way past their defense mechanisms, and they can imagine themselves in a relationship with you. So there is some attraction there, definitely. Should you tell them your feelings? Yeah, I think definitely you should tell them that you like them. This is not the type of person who likes to be surprised, so it's important that you tell them your intentions up front so that they have time to plan for that. I would not expect them to start the conversation unprompted. I really am just getting this vibe of like a lot of fear associated with romantic relationships for them. And so they would not be the one to initiate. So, again, either they've spent so much time honing their craft that they've kind of neglected relationships and they feel like a novice at it, or they've been in relationships before and have been told, you focus too much on work and not enough on me. And now they're just kind of scared to take that leap, if that makes sense. How you should act around them. I think that they're going to need a lot of help from you as well, staying positive in life. It seems like you are not half bad at your chosen trade or subject area as well, but you tend to be more optimistic than they are. They see things from a perspective of making more money, whereas you just enjoy the ride and the process of the creativity of what you're doing. And then you just happen to get compensation from what you're doing. They need help getting out of their lack mindset and learning how to have a grateful heart, which is something that I am getting the sense from you. You've already spent a lot of time developing. So, what are the possibilities for this relationship? I can see that you've had a pretty recent, very painful breakup yourself. This person kind of caught your eye and made you dream of romance again. You guys can definitely have a successful relationship, but both of you have to be committed to balancing out work and home life. It's going to have to be a constant battle to make sure you spend time working on the relationship as well as working on the other facets of your life. However, I will say that both of you like to work at least, so you're going to understand it when the other person needs to take a back seat in the relationship and needs to focus more on work. So, what's the outcome of this relationship? Death reversed. So, there's going to be some old pain and trauma that resurfaces for both of you during the relationship. And I think there's going to be some self-esteem issues that sort of start cropping back up while being together. If your past relationships have seemed to fallen, yours, not your crush's past relationships, have seemed to fallen, follow like a sort of pattern, I would really encourage you to try to break that pattern in this relationship with this crush because your crush is determined and work focused and they have some insecurities themselves and it will end the relationship if it's not handled in the appropriate way. I hope this resonates with you guys. Leave me a comment if it does or like this video. Subscribe to my channel if you'd like more pick a card videos or monthly horoscope videos. See you later. Bye. Hi, pile number 6. This is your reading on whether your crush likes you or not. Let's start out by just describing your crush so we can make sure that you've gotten the right pile here. Your crush has been recently heartbroken, and they're dealing with releasing some pain and strengthening their solar plexus chakra, that trusting your gut chakra. There's a lot of sadness in them at this time. And right now, they're in this transformative part of life where they're feeling it, healing it, but they haven't quite released that trauma. Yeah, they actually, I would say they do like you though. They have very good intentions about having a relationship with you, but like I said, there's a lot of pain here and they're still kind of in the thick of it. I can see that they may be giving you some like mixed signals right now. Should you be putting yourself out there and discussing your feelings with them? Yes, the world card reversed literally means don't be afraid to put yourself out there. So that's a pretty clear, doesn't need any more describing response from guides. How should you be acting around them? Your crush needs a partner who's good natured and dependable. They're looking for someone who can be a family person, and they may even have children already themselves. This is not going to be a whirlwind type of romance. Like I said, they're in that transformative period, releasing some past karma. So don't expect them to be the initiator of things. And do expect them to be changing a bit during this time as they figure out who they are and how they're going to proceed after this pain. Something tells me you've been through something similar to them, so it's going to be easier for you to understand where they're coming from. That might be why they have that initial spark. It's almost like they intuitively know that you know how to handle what's going on. Also, you tend to be a very positive and very loving person, and this is something that doesn't scare you off the fact that they're going through sort of like a dark night of the soul or like I mean, some of them may even be going through a little bit of a Kundalini awakening experience. So, if you're familiar with that, that's kind of the situation here. So, what are the possibilities of this relationship? This relationship is going to be pretty unbalanced at the beginning. I'm just going to be very honest and open with you. I don't like to sugarcoat things. So, it's going to be mostly you putting in the time. They're definitely going to be leaning on you a lot more in the beginning of the relationship, and you're going to be the one that has to like make the dates and plan things out. However, things should balance out over time, and if it doesn't, then it just might not be the right time for them to have a relationship at all. Sometimes, even though we love someone or like someone, we just simply can't be in a relationship at this time. For you, it might mean that it's just time for you to move on if that's the case. This can lead to marriage, but your guides are saying that it's kind of all going to be up to you and what you can handle and tolerate. Like I said, this isn't a fairy tale type of situation. This is hard reality. This is them looking at the ugly stuff and you kind of helping them deal with that. So it's kind of up to you with how involved you want to get in the situation. The outcome of this relationship, the devil reversed. Oh, okay. So, I would say both you and your crush have experienced some abusive relationships in the past, whether it be romantic or parent or whoever. I can definitely see that both of you have experienced some kind of abuse. This is some much heavier stuff than the rest of these cards were showing me, but I mean, you do have a lot of major arcana, so I guess I should have realized some of that was going on. There might be some pretty serious power struggles with them for a while as they're trying to figure out who they are, and they're not going to want to be controlled in any way at this time. And I don't know. I think I would advise you to just wait and maybe hang out with them for a while and not put that label on it of relationship and just be people that are there for each other. That might not be the answer you want to hear, and I'm sorry to have to say that, but that's just kind of if I were your friend, that's what I would advise you to do. I definitely wouldn't pressure them to do anything that they're not ready for. That's just going to blow up in your face. This is going to take a lot of you being able to read them and pay attention to their nonverbal cues. My heart really goes out to your crush right now because I know they're just in it right now. If you really do think that you could love them, then this is going to take a great patience and understanding from you to make it work. And again, like I said, you're just going to have to decide if you're ready for that. I hope this resonates with you. If you have any more questions, let me know in the comments. Like this video if it did resonate. Subscribe to my channel so that you can get notified of more pick a card videos or my monthly horoscope videos. I'll see you guys next time. Bye.